Teofimo Lopez says that he's going to knock out Shakira Tupac Twitterson when they fight at 140 next year in January for Teofima's belt. This all started because Shakira said on Twitter, he said, "Destiny calling, I can feel it, # 4 division champ." So when Teofimo seen this, he got in his feelings and said, "I'm putting you to sleep for all the times you put your fans to sleep with your performances. Sorry ass motherfucker. I got a new nickname for you, Mr. Sandman." Now, Teofimo, for you to be calling out Shakira Tupac Twitterson for having boring performances, you have had boring performances as well, brother. You shouldn't be one to talk, okay? You had an extremely boring performance against Sandor Martin. A lot of people believe that you lost that fight. You barely won the fight. You won by split decision according to the judges' scorecards, okay? You also have a loss to George Kambosos Jr. Now, that wasn't a boring fight. I think that was actually a very entertaining fight. George dropped Teo dropped George, and, George ended up pulling the fight off. So I'm not going to say that that fight was boring, but you ended up beating Josh Taylor, which is the second best win on your resume after Lomachenko. Shout out to you for that. But then you had another boring performance against Jermaine Ortiz. Now, the judges had you winning that fight by unanimous decision, but a lot of boxing fans believe that you lost that fight as well. And then right after that, you fought Steve Claggett, who nobody knows. Nobody's heard of this guy. I don't even know why you fought Steve Claggett, right? Like, who asked for that fight? So you fight Steve Claggett instead of fighting Subriel Matias. And even though you won that fight, it was boring. It was a snooze fest. And both of your eyes had titties over them, and you had two black eyes because Steve Claggett was hitting you so much. You understand what I'm saying? So you and Shakira have had boring performances. Obviously, Shakira Twitterson's most boring performance was against Edwin De Los Santos, where he was running around the ring for 12 rounds like a ballerina. You know what I'm saying? He was channeling Usain Bolt and a ballerina, just running around, throwing one or two punches and then running around the ring like an imbecile. You know what I'm saying? So both of these dudes have had boring fights, okay? So Shakur responds to, Teo saying that he's going to knock him out. And Shakur says, "You stopped 0 people at 140. Now you're going to put me to sleep? Teofimo, your time is up. I hope you enjoyed your run. # 4 division champ on the way." Okay. Shakur Stevenson goes on to respond to a fan on Twitter. The fan said the boxing community needs to stop giving Shakur imaginary wins over Devin and Tank and the rest of his contemporaries. He hasn't fought any of them. Truth of the matter is, all the legacy fights are at 140. There is nothing left at 145. Now hold on, slow your roll, brother. Okay. You can't blame Shakira for Gervonta Davis not wanting to fight him, okay? Gervonta, he doesn't want to fight anybody that's considered elite. He doesn't want to fight Devin Haney. He doesn't want to fight Teofimo. He doesn't want to fight Shakira. You can't blame Shakira for that, bruh, okay? That's not Shakira's fault. But you can blame him for not fighting Devin Haney, because remember, when Devin Haney was the undisputed unified champ at 135, he offered Shakur Stevenson an offer to fight him for all of the belts, and Shakur Stevenson turned it down because he felt like it was a lowball offer. So Shakur, he could have took the lowball offer and possibly had all the belts at 135, and after that, he could have got the biggest payday of his career. Him and Devin Haney could have had a rematch, and then Shakira would have got the biggest payday of her career. You know what I'm saying? So Shakira definitely ducked Devin Haney. Now, I do know that Shakira basically reached out to the sanctioning body and mandated a fight with Devin Haney, and then Devin Haney ended up moving to 140 to fight Regis Prograis, right? So some people might think that Devin Haney never wanted that smoke in the first place, and I don't agree with that, but I get where y'all coming from. You dig what I'm saying? I totally get it. So Shakur responds and says, "Pound for pound, I'm going to beat the man at 140, get the Ring Magazine belt, and laugh at all who doubt it. No tune-ups, no fights to get comfortable at the weight, just big balls and big dreams." So now Shakur is taking shots at Jaron Boots Ennis, who just had a tune-up at 154 this past weekend against Lima Bean. Jaron Boots Ennis stopped Lima Bean in the first round. I think it only took him like a minute and 15 seconds to knock him out. You feel me? Shakira, be careful because Boots will knock your ass out, bro. Say what you want about Boots, bro. You're not going to get in the ring and fight Boots. Obviously, he's too big for you, bro. And if you run into this man in person, you know, you're not going to keep that same energy, bro. So stop sneak dissing Jerron Boots Ennis, bro. Jerron Boots Ennis is going to be the face of boxing within the next 2 to 3 years. So anyway, Teofimo Lopez responds to this and says, I commend you for trying. Shakira responds and says, I figured you out years ago. Thanks for the opportunity, killer. So, guys, it's safe to say that this fight is signed. I do think that Shakira and Teofimo, I do think that they both signed their contracts for this fight. I think we're just waiting for the announcement. They're probably figuring out where the fight is going to take place. They're probably still in the process of picking a venue for the fight to happen. But I'm expecting this fight to be announced around the time that the November 22nd card takes place, where Devin the Dream Haney will be fighting Brian Norman Jr. and David Benavidez will be fighting Anthony Yard. I think right around that time, possibly before or after that fight, we will get the official announcement that Shakur Stevenson will be fighting Teofimo Lopez. I'm very excited about this fight. Let me give you guys my prediction. So let me start off by saying this. This is a 50-50 fight. Teofimo does have the better resume between him and Shakira, but I would pick Shakira Tupac Twitterson to win this fight by majority decision, simply because he has better defense, and I think Teo gets hit way too much, especially against guys that he shouldn't be getting hit against. You feel me? I just think that Shakur Stevenson is too skilled in that ring. I think his boxing IQ is way too high. But at the same time, when Teofimo Lopez fights up to his competition, he has his best performances. You know, like what he did against Lomachenko and Josh Taylor. You know, I do think that Teo will make sure that he comes into this fight, you know, being one of the best versions of himself in that ring. So anything can happen. You know, if Teofimo Lopez if he can land cleanly on Shakur, there is a possibility that he could drop Shakur. There is a possibility that, you know, he could knock out Shakur. I just don't think Shakur is going to let Teo hit him that much, bro. I just think his defense is just too good. Shakur is too fast. He's too skilled. His footwork is immaculate. And I think that he's going to give Teofimo Lopez all types of problems, man. But, you know, I'm going to pick Shakur to win by majority decision just out of respect for Teo. I don't think it's going to be a unanimous decision. But I would not be surprised if Teofimo Lopez won this fight, just because, bro, like I said, he has the better resume. The guy's extremely athletic. He's a great fighter. And like I said, when he steps up to his competition, he steps up to his A game. He brings his A game in that ring, man. So anything can happen. That's my prediction. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know your predictions for this fight. How do you guys think it's going to play out? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, follow your boy, thumbs up the video, and most importantly, leave a comment. I'm out.